Hello, everybody. Today I'm joined by Dr. Darina Douchi. She got her doctorate degree in pharmacology from Cretin University. She is a retired major in the United States Army, and she has a lot of good information about cannabis and the topic of sex, because that's what we're talking about today, sex and cannabis. Did you know that there's quite a bit of veterans that are coming out of the military at such a young age that are experiencing some sexual difficulties? We don't hear a lot about that, and that's not surprising. But today there's a four-part series we're about to execute right now to talk about this. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy it. What are the medical benefits of sex?
So there's a lot, yeah, this is a loaded question. So let's go back to what is sex and why do we need sex, right? Sex is really for reproduction. If you really think about it, it's for reproduction. You see a mate, you like them. Now in your brain, even though you're not really pinpointing it, you want to have a child. You want to mate with that individual so you have a child with them, right? So that's the first and foremost. And we are worldwide, we're seeing less human beings being produced, and we need more human beings to be produced in order to continue to do what, to let this wheel keep going. Is it good for our body? Absolutely. There's many studies that show that when couples that have sex actually have less cardiovascular problems and they live longer, they have less pain and so many other issues. They sleep better, they function better, they have a friend with them. And I always encourage people to be monogamous. So that to me is the definition of a healthy sex, not multiple partners sleeping around, bouncing around, experiencing too much. That is a way of numbing your brain. It's not really healthy, but healthy sex, steady sex life is extremely important for your well-being, your physiological well-being, and also you like yourself, you love yourself, you feel whole altogether. So to me, if you feel whole at the end of the day, and if sex is part of it, go for it.
Amen to that. I appreciate
Yes, sir.
it so very much. Dr. Doche, I appreciate so much you being here and being able to sit and talk about this. This is an important topic. And a
Yes,
lot of times when you brought it up, I didn't think to myself that, because we've never done anything about this. We've never talked once about sex, and it never really brought up. A lot of times we spend our time at Hemp for Victory talking about antidepressants, opioid addictions, suicide rates, and things of that nature. But sex is also.
I would like to bring another thing because I have, I'm sure there's listeners out there as well. Well, no, it can also cause erectile dysfunction, which is a topic that we didn't really address. And I would like to kind of briefly address that because it's extremely important. So the studies that have always been published regarding this topic is that cannabis causes ED or erectile dysfunction. And really what cannabis does when patients take it for chronically for such a long time and in high doses. So what is high doses and what is chronic? Chronic is anything. Well, high doses when somebody smokes like or uses 10 milligrams 4, 5, 6 times a day. And they've been taking it for years, right? So because cannabis is also a sedative, just like any other medication, it's a sedative. So it also could, too much of something will do the opposite. Like I said, start small, go slow. When you give it for such a long time, it also numbs the person, the brain. They feel like they're not as motivated, or maybe they don't get excited as much. And that's normal. Really, the best thing to do with it, get off of it for a few days. Take breaks from it. Do holidays, You don't need to be taking it every day. If you're somebody that takes it for pain, great. To go down to a lower dose, manageable dose, maybe add CBD during the day to kind of break away or reverse a little bit of the THC so you don't have a problem with that. And 9 out of 10 times, they usually go back to normal unless there's something else that's causing the erectile dysfunction that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This is great. I appreciate so much
coming
on and talking to us about this. We will definitely probably have other conversations in the future, not just about talking sex, because you have a massive amount of knowledge that you can share with our listeners and our board. And we really appreciate you coming on. I'm very glad to have you as a subject matter expert for Hemp for Victory.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it.